Pre-Russell, the NBA didn't even exist when all this started. Back in 1946, the league was called the Basketball Association of America, and it only had 11 teams. The whole idea came from hockey arena owners who wanted to make money on off nights. The Knicks and Huskies played the first ever game, and the Knicks won by just 2 points. Joe Folks quickly became the league's first real star, dropping over 23 points a night and leading the Philadelphia Warriors to the first championship. But 4 teams folded right after that first season, cutting the league down to 7. In year 2, the Baltimore Bullets came over from another league and actually won the title behind Buddy Jeanette. That season was only 48 games long, but Max Zaslavsky still led the league in scoring. Then the BAA really made its move. They stole 4 big teams from the rival National Basketball League, including the Minneapolis Lakers and George Mikan. Mikan came in and changed everything. He averaged nearly 30 points and powered the Lakers to a dominant finals win. His size and skill completely shook the league up. By 1949, the BAA and NBL merged to form the NBA. Now there were 17 teams split into 3 divisions. Mikan was still the top guy, leading the league in scoring again and bringing another title to Minneapolis. Alex Groza and Paul Arizin were starting to rise too, but Mikan had the league in a chokehold. Teams started folding again though, and by 1950, the league shrunk to 11. But that season marked something huge. Earl Lloyd became the first African American to play in an NBA game, followed closely by Chuck Cooper and Nat Clifton. In 1951, the Rochester Royals finally knocked off the Lakers, thanks to Arnie Rizin and Bob Davies. The Knicks lost a brutal 7-game series in the finals, and even though the league widened the paint to slow Mikan down, he just kept scoring. The All-Star Game launched around this time too, and fans got to see the best players in one place. Ed McCauley won the first MVP of the event, and the Lakers bounced back with another title the next year. By 1953, the Lakers were back on top again. Mikan wasn't slowing down, and his squad just kept finding ways to win. But the league wasn't done tinkering. They widened the lane again to 12 feet, still trying to contain Mikan's dominance. Even that didn't stop him. The following year, the league dropped to 9 teams, and by 1955, there were only 8 left. But that season brought the biggest rule change yet. The 24-second shot clock. Everything sped up, scoring exploded, and the fans finally got exciting basketball every night. The MVP award showed up in 1956, and Bob Pettit took the first one while averaging over 25 points and 16 rebounds. Paul Arizin led the Warriors to another championship, and Cousy dazzled crowds with his handles. That decade completely flipped the league. It went from slow and clunky to fast and star-driven. The defense tightened up, scoring climbed, and the league finally looked like a real professional sport. This era built the foundation. Everything that came after started right here. Wilt and Russell era. The Celtics started it off by grabbing their first title in 1957. Bill Russell was a rookie and already pulling down over 30 rebounds in a double overtime Game 7 win. Bob Cousy won MVP that season, but it was Russell who completely changed the defense. The next year, the Hawks caught Boston slipping. Russell hurt his ankle, and Bob Pettit dropped 50 in the clincher. That would be the only time during this stretch that Boston didn't finish on top. In '59, the Celtics kicked off their true dynasty by sweeping the Lakers. Russell controlled the boards, Cousy kept running the offense, and Bill Sharman was right there, scoring over 20 a game. Elgin Baylor showed up as a rookie and gave the Lakers some hope, but Russell wasn't letting up. Then came 1960, and Wilt Chamberlain entered the league. He instantly averaged 37 points and 27 rebounds. Still, the Celtics beat his Warriors and took another title. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to start posting every day. Thanks. Anyways, the era. The Lakers moved to Los Angeles the next year, and Russell won MVP again. Wilt kept putting up wild stats, but Boston's depth was too much. Oscar Robertson debuted that year too, and nearly averaged a triple-double right out the gate. The Celtics kept rolling in '62. Wilt had his 100-point game and finished the season averaging over 50 a night. Russell still got the MVP and beat the Lakers in a Game 7 overtime thriller. In '63, the Warriors moved to San Francisco and Syracuse became Philadelphia. Boston won again, with Russell averaging nearly 25 rebounds in the playoff. Wilt dropped nearly 45 points per game, and Robertson kept dishing dimes. John Havlicek came in as a 6th man and made the Celtics even deeper. The following year, Oscar finally got the MVP. He almost averaged a triple-double again, and the Royals pushed forward, but Boston still swept the Warriors in the finals. By 1965, Russell hit his peak. Boston won 62 games, and he averaged over 24 rebounds per game. Wilt was traded to the Sixers midseason, and Sam Jones hit his stride for Boston. They took down the Lakers again in the finals. In '66, Wilt won MVP while averaging 33 points and nearly 25 boards. The Sixers finally beat the Celtics in the East, but the Lakers still couldn't win the title. Boston took them out in 7. Then in 67, it was finally Wilt's time. He put up over 24 points, 24 rebounds, and nearly 8 assists. The Sixers won 68 games and beat Boston before taking out the Warriors in the finals. Rick Barry led the league in scoring, but Chamberlain's team was just too deep. Finally, in 68, Boston bounced back one more time. Russell, now the coach too, led a comeback against the Sixers after being down 3-1. Then they took down the Lakers again. From 8 teams to 12, from Cousy to Robertson, and from low scores to triple digits every night, this era reshaped everything. Russell's Celtics defined winning, while Wilt redefined what was humanly possible. Welcome to the league, Kareem. The Celtics closed out their dynasty in 1969 with one last title. Russell won his 11th ring and then walked away for good. Jerry West won Finals MVP, even though his Lakers lost. The only time that's ever happened. Then the league changed forever. Kareem, still known as Lou Alcindor, entered in 1970. He dropped nearly 29 points and 15 rebounds a night and took the Bucks from last place to 56 wins. In year 2, he teamed up with Oscar Robertson, and that combo was unstoppable. They won 66 games and swept the finals. Kareem won MVP, led the league in scoring, and started building his case as the top player in basketball. The Lakers followed up by winning 69 games and breaking off a 33-game win streak in 72. Chamberlain played his role perfectly, and West finally got a ring. That same year, Kareem still led the league in scoring and took home another MVP. The Knicks got revenge the next season. Frazier, Reed, and Monroe locked in, and Earl Monroe played his best playoff ball yet. Meanwhile, Nate Archibald did something wild. He led the league in points and assists in the same year. In 1974, the Celtics were back. Havlicek went off. Cowens controlled the paint, and they outlasted Kareem's Bucks in a 7-game battle. That was Robertson's final season. Then came 1975, and the Warriors shocked everyone. Rick Barry led the way and helped Golden State sweep a loaded Bullets team in the finals. Kareem still crushed it individually, but his Bucks run was ending. That offseason, he asked for a trade and landed in Los Angeles. The next year, Boston came through again. Havlicek and JoJo White led the Celtics past the Suns in a wild triple overtime classic in Game 5. Kareem won MVP again, this time with the Lakers. By 77, the ABA had officially merged in, and the league ballooned to 22 teams. ABA stars like Dr. J and George Gervin made instant noise, but it was Portland that stole the show. Bill Walton stayed healthy, dominated inside, and led the Blazers to their first title. They beat the Sixers in 6 games, despite Irving and McGinnis forming a star-studded front court. Through all of this, Kareem was the constant. He won MVP after MVP and carried 2 franchises into title contention. His skyhook was already unstoppable, and even when he didn't win it all, he was always in the mix. The league exploded with talent and personality, from Barry's confidence to Frazier's smooth style to Cowan's hustle to Walton's all-around brilliance. It was a packed decade. Expansion changed the league's map. The ABA merger added firepower, and Kareem's arrival reset the pecking order. 7 teams won titles during these years, and no one controlled the league the way the Celtics had before. It was all wide open, and Kareem's reign was just getting started. Magic Bird era. The Bullets kicked things off in 78 with their first title, led by Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes. Then Seattle struck back the next year. Dennis Johnson and Gus Williams led them to a 4-1 finals win over Washington, flipping the result from the year before. But behind the scenes, something bigger was brewing. That same spring, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird battled for the college championship title, setting the stage for a decade-long NBA rivalry that would change everything. In 1979, Magic joined the Lakers, and Bird joined the Celtics. Magic won Finals MVP as a rookie after filling in at center for an injured Kareem. Bird won Rookie of the Year and took Boston from 29 to 61 wins. That was just the start. By 81, Bird had his first ring, leading Boston past Houston. The Rockets snuck into the finals with a losing record, but they couldn't handle Bird and Cedric Maxwell. The next season, Magic and Kareem got their second ring. Pat Riley took over mid-season, and Showtime was born. Then came 83, when Moses Malone joined the Sixers. They dominated all year and nearly swept the playoff. Malone and Dr. J crushed the Lakers, and Malone was named Finals MVP. But the rivalry wasn't done. 84 brought the classic matchup. Celtics and Lakers, Game 7, and Bird took the crown. He also won MVP, the first of 3 straight. The next year, the Lakers got revenge. Kareem, at age 38, won Finals MVP, and Magic was right behind him running the show. Jordan, in his rookie season, started making noise too. He averaged over 28 and won Rookie of the Year. Boston came back again in 1986, winning 67 games and steamrolling to the title. Bird was unstoppable. McHale and Parrish held it down inside, and the Celtics looked unbeatable. But the Lakers were waiting. In '87, Magic won his first MVP and then took the Lakers back to the top. He beat Boston in 6 games and sealed the Finals MVP with his passing and leadership. By '88, the league belonged to the Lakers and Jordan. Magic led Los Angeles to back-to-back titles, the first team to repeat since Russell's Celtics. Worthy went off in Game 7 against the Pistons, putting up a triple-double to close the series. Meanwhile, Jordan won his first MVP, the scoring title, and Defensive Player of the Year. He dropped 35 a night and made it clear his time was coming. This era was everything: Magic's flash, Bird's grit, Kareem's consistency, and Jordan's explosion. 8 titles came from Boston or Los Angeles. Ratings went through the roof, and fans tuned in everywhere. The league grew into a powerhouse, with 23 teams and personalities that lit up every arena. It wasn't just basketball, it was a show, and every game felt like it mattered. The Magic Bird era didn't just entertain, it built the modern NBA bad boys era. In 1989, the Pistons finally took the crown. After years of knocking on the door, they steamrolled through the playoffs, sweeping the Lakers in the finals. Joe Dumars led the way with his shooting, but Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman, and Bill Laimbeer brought the muscle. They shut teams down, holding opponents under 96 points a night. The Bulls made progress, but lost to Detroit again in the East Finals. Jordan was brilliant, but Detroit's Jordan Rules defense wore him down. The next year, the Bad Boys doubled down. They went 59-23 and finished the job again, this time against the Trailblazers. Isaiah earned Finals MVP with a legendary third quarter in Game 5. The team played with the same edge, same grit, and the same depth. Rodman crashed the boards, Dumars stayed locked in, and Vinnie Johnson hit the title-winning shot. Jordan pushed them to 7 in the East Finals, but Detroit held on one last time. Their reign didn't last long, but it was loud and brutal. They bullied the league and took 2 rings doing it. They didn't care about being liked, they only cared about winning. Jordan era. The Bulls finally broke through in 1991. Michael Jordan stormed through the league, winning MVP, taking down the Pistons in a sweep and then knocking off the Lakers in 5. Magic Johnson still had something left, but Jordan's all-around brilliance was too much. His Finals MVP capped off a year that ended Detroit's run and launched a new dynasty. In 1992, he followed up with another MVP and another title. Portland tried to keep up, but Jordan dropped 35 in Game 1 and hit 6 threes before that famous shrug. Pippen continued to evolve, and the Bulls ran through everyone. Then that summer, the Dream Team dominated in Barcelona. Jordan, Magic, Bird, and company crushed the world and took the NBA global. In 1993, Charles Barkley won MVP, but Jordan took it personally. He put up over 40 a game in the finals and hit the dagger in Game 6 to complete the three-peat. After that, tragedy struck. His father was murdered, and Jordan suddenly walked away from basketball in October. Without him, the Rockets stepped in. Hakeem took full advantage, winning MVP and Finals MVP in 1994. The Bulls held up surprisingly well behind Pippen, but they couldn't finish. The Knicks beat them in the East, and the Rockets knocked off New York in 7. Then in 1995, Jordan came back. He played 17 games and looked sharp, but Orlando beat Chicago in the playoffs. Hakeem and the Rockets swept Shaq and Penny in the finals for their second straight title. In 1996, Jordan came back with a vengeance. The Bulls won 72 games, still the best season ever, and he grabbed his 4th MVP. Rodman joined the team and dominated the boards. They took out Seattle in 6 and grabbed title number 4. Jordan was back on top, and there was no slowing down. The next year, Utah gave them everything they had. Karl Malone won MVP, Stockton ran the show, and the Jazz pushed the Bulls hard. But Jordan's flu game and his game winner to Steve Kerr sealed it. Then came '98. It was the last dance, and everyone knew it. The Bulls made it to the finals again, facing the Jazz one more time. Jordan hit that iconic jumper over Brian Russell, held the pose, and walked off with his 6th title and 6th Finals MVP. During that run, the West had talent. Barkley, Hakeem, Shaq, Malone, and Stockton all tried. Nobody could stop Chicago when Jordan was locked in. He won 5 MVPs in 8 seasons, led the league in scoring almost every year, and never lost in the final. The Bulls built around him perfectly. Pippen did everything. Rodman controlled the glass. Phil Jackson pulled the strings. It was a machine. The NBA became a global brand, and Jordan was the face of it all. His sneakers, commercials, and highlights took over the world. He defined greatness and left on top. No one did it like him. Duncan, Shaq, Kobe era. The post-Jordan era began in 1999, and Tim Duncan wasted no time seizing control. He powered the Spurs to their first championship during the lockout-shortened season, dominating the Knicks with quiet efficiency. Duncan earned his first Finals MVP by averaging over 27 points and 14 rebounds during the playoffs. San Antonio's size, discipline, and defense became the blueprint for sustained success, launching a decade that would belong to Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe. In 2000, the Lakers finally figured it out. With Phil Jackson now at the helm, Shaq played the best basketball of his life. He won League MVP and Finals MVP, destroying the Pacers inside and leading Los Angeles to its first title since the Showtime era. Kobe Bryant emerged as a fierce co-star, showing flashes of dominance and a growing competitive edge. The Lakers followed up with 2 more championships. In 2001, they went 15-1 in the playoffs, with Kobe taking over in the West and Shaq owning the finals against Iverson's Sixers. In 2002, they capped off the three-peat by sweeping the Nets, and Shaq secured his 3rd straight Finals MVP. The Lakers looked unstoppable, but friction between Shaq and Kobe kept building. In 2003, Duncan interrupted the run. With David Robinson retiring and the Spurs shifting to a new core, Duncan led them to 60 wins and took home both MVP and Finals MVP honors. San Antonio knocked out the Lakers in the West semifinals and then outlasted the Nets in 6 games. The big fundamental showed he could carry a franchise with methodical scoring and elite rim protection, and the league now had a second dynasty in motion. Then came the surprise of 2004. The Lakers added Karl Malone and Gary Payton, hoping to stack the deck, but the Pistons had other plans. Their defense suffocated the star-studded Lakers, and Billups won Finals MVP. Detroit dominated the series in 5 games, and the Shaq-Kobe partnership finally collapsed. Shaq was traded to Miami, ending one of the most dominant duos in league history. In 2005, Duncan reclaimed the throne. He led the Spurs to another championship, outlasting the Pistons in 7 gritty games. Manu and Tony Parker had developed into star, but Duncan remained the anchor. His Finals MVP, his 3rd, reinforced San Antonio's place atop the league. The very next season, D. Wade took over. In 2006, the Heat rallied from a 2-0 deficit in the finals to beat the Mavericks in 6. With Wade putting on one of the greatest clutch performances ever. Shaq got his 4th title, but Wade was the clear star now. In 2007, Duncan struck again. The Spurs swept LeBron's Cavaliers, and Tony Parker earned Finals MVP. That series also marked LeBron's first Finals appearance, but San Antonio's experience and defense shut him down. The next year, Boston shook things up. They formed their own Big Three with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. They won 66 games and beat the Lakers in 6, blowing them out in Game 6 to take the title. Kobe responded with focus. In 2009, he finally won a championship without Shaq. The Lakers dominated the West and beat Dwight Howard's Magic in 5 games. Kobe averaged over 30 points per game and took home his first Finals MVP. It was the validation he had chased for years. In 2010, he did it again. This time, it was a 7-game battle with Boston. The Lakers pulled it out, and Kobe added a 5th ring and another Finals MVP to his resume. Across this 12-year stretch, Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe won 10 championships. Duncan's 4 rings came with unmatched consistency, while Shaq's three-peat was built on sheer force. Kobe's 5 titles told the story of evolution, from sidekick to superstar to legend. The era wasn't just about rings, though. It was about a shift in how the game was played. Post-ups, shot blocking, physical play, and defensive strategy defined the league. The Spurs won with precision, the Lakers won with flair. The Heat and Celtics showed the power of chemistry and talent merging at the right time. Meanwhile, new stars were rising. LeBron James entered the league in 2003 and quickly became must-see TV. D. Wade became a Finals hero. Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash revolutionized offense in their own ways. Kevin Garnett finally got his moment. Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and Kevin Durant all became faces of the league by the end of the decade. But everything still went through Duncan, Shaq, or Kobe. Their team set the standard. Their presence demanded respect. They didn't always play the flashiest brand of basketball, but they dominated with skill, toughness, and will. By 2010, a new generation was ready to take over. But the Duncan, Shaq, Kobe era left behind a legacy of rings, rivalries, and unforgettable moments. The Heat Big Three era. This transformed the NBA. When LeBron James joined D. Wade and Chris Bosh in the summer of 2010, Miami instantly became the league's most talked about team. The trio promised multiple championships, drawing criticism and praise alike. That first season in 2010 to 2011 began rocky. Miami started 9-8, but the team eventually clicked. LeBron averaged over 26 points. Wade added 25, and Bosh contributed 18 per game. They reached the NBA Final, defeating the Celtics and MVP Derrick Rose's Bulls along the way. However, the Dallas Mavericks stunned them in 6 games. Dirk Nowitzki's clutch shooting and Miami's late-game failures defined the series. LeBron's 8-point Game 4 became infamous. In 2011 to 2012, following a lockout that shortened the season to 66 games, the Heat returned focused. LeBron won his 3rd MVP, averaging over 27 points, nearly 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. His 45-point Game 6 against Boston in the East Finals silenced critics. Miami beat Oklahoma City in 5 games to win their first title. LeBron was named Finals MVP, finally validating his move to Miami. The 2012 to 2013 Heat were even better. They finished 66-16 and won 27 straight games, the second longest winning streak in league history. LeBron won his 4th MVP, averaging nearly 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Miami defeated Indiana in a brutal 7-game East Finals, and then faced the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. Ray Allen's legendary 3-pointer in Game 6 saved the season, forcing overtime and setting up a Game 7. LeBron scored 37 points and sealed Miami's 2nd straight title and his 2nd Finals MVP. In 2013 to 2014, Miami returned to the finals for a 4th consecutive year. LeBron remained dominant, averaging over 27 points, but the team showed signs of fatigue. Wade missed many games, and Bosh's scoring dipped. The Spurs came back hungry and dismantled Miami in 5 games. Kawhi Leonard, just 22 years old, won Finals MVP with his defense and scoring. San Antonio's teamwork and ball movement overwhelmed Miami's aging core. After the finals, LeBron shocked the basketball world by returning to Cleveland in the summer of 2014. The Big Three era was over. In 4 years, the Heat reached 4 straight finals, won 2 championships, and changed the way teams were built. LeBron's 2 Finals MVPs and 3 league MVPs during this run confirmed his dominance. Wade remained a vital contributor, and Bosh's versatility gave Miami a unique edge. The Heat Big Three didn't just win, they shaped the modern NBA. Their formation inspired other stars to team up, shifted power to the players, and helped usher in the social media era of basketball. Love them or hate them, their impact was undeniable. In just 4 seasons, the Heat left a legacy built on dominance, controversy, and a blueprint that teams still follow today. The Cavs-Warriors era, spanning from 2015 to 2018, defined a generation of basketball fans. For 4 consecutive years, the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors faced off in the NBA Finals, an unprecedented stretch of rivalry, intensity, and history-making performances. On one side was LeBron James, the sport's most dominant force. On the other, Steph Curry and a Warriors squad that rewrote the rules with ball movement and 3-point shooting. This era saw titles, MVPs, blown leads, and unforgettable moments. In 2015, the Warriors began their rise. Golden State finished 67-15 under first-year coach Steve Kerr. Steph Curry won his first MVP, averaging nearly 24 points and 7 assists, while shooting over 44% from deep. The Splash Brothers, Curry and Klay Thompson, electrified fans, while Draymond Green anchored the defense. The Cavs, led by LeBron James, after his return to Cleveland, reached the finals, despite losing Kevin Love and Kyrie to injuries. LeBron averaged nearly 36 points in the finals, but Golden State's depth prevailed in 6 games. Andre Iguodala won Finals MVP for his defensive work on LeBron. The 2016 season was historic. The Warriors broke the regular season win record, finishing 73-9. Curry became the first unanimous MVP, averaging over 30 points and hitting more than 400 threes. They cruised to the finals and took a 3-1 lead against Cleveland, but LeBron James and Kyrie orchestrated the greatest comeback in NBA history. James had back-to-back 40-point games, delivered a triple-double in Game 7, and blocked Iguodala in a moment forever dubbed the block. Irving sealed the title with a game-winning 3-pointer. The Cavs became the first team to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the finals. Golden State responded in 2017 by adding Kevin Durant in free agency. The move shifted the NBA's power balance. The Warriors went 67-15 and stormed through the playoffs, With a 16-1 record, Durant was unstoppable in the finals, averaging over 35 points and winning Finals MVP. Curry, Thompson, and Green played their roles flawlessly. The Cavs fought hard. LeBron averaged a triple-double, but could not keep up. Game 3's dagger 3 by Durant symbolized the shift. The Warriors had become a super team, nearly unbeatable. In 2018, the rivalry ended with a sweep. The Warriors won 58 games, while the Cavaliers, after trading Kyrie, struggled but reached the finals behind LeBron's heroic postseason run. James averaged over 34 points in the playoffs, including a 51-point outburst in Game 1 of the finals. However, a late mistake by J.R. Smith and overtime collapse doomed the Cavs. Durant won his second straight Finals MVP, and the Warriors captured their third title in 4 years. LeBron left Cleveland again that summer, signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. This era brought about several changes. Golden State's three-point shooting sparked a league-wide shift in offensive style. Scoring jumped as teams took more threes and played faster. The Warriors became a blueprint for modern success, combining stars with chemistry and unselfish play. LeBron's dominance showed that one player could still nearly carry a team to glory. Their rivalry captured the world's attention, blending star power with elite basketball. From 73 wins to epic comebacks, from MVP seasons to controversial super teams, the Cavs-Warriors era remains one of the most thrilling periods in NBA history. Balance of power. This era's been wild. From 2019 through 2025, there hasn't been a single repeat champion. That's 6 different teams taking the crown in 6 straight years. The league didn't just shift, it flipped. Every season brought a new story, a fresh champion, and another superstar reshaping the map. It all started with Toronto. They shocked everybody, snagging the title in 2019 after knocking off the Warriors, who'd been chasing a three-peat. But that Golden State team was banged up. Kevin Durant tore his Achilles, and Klay Thompson went down with a torn ACL. Kawhi Leonard's playoff run turned into a one-year masterpiece before he bolted to Los Angeles. Then came 2020, the bubble. It was surreal. No fans, just basketball in Orlando. The Lakers, led by LeBron James and Anthony Davis, rolled through and beat Miami in the final. Giannis still grabbed another MVP and even added a Defensive Player of the Year, but it was LeBron's year to shine one more time. Next up, 2021. Giannis finally got over the hump. Milwaukee brought home a title for the first time in 50 years, and Giannis capped it with 50 points in the clincher. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic snatched his first MVP, and that was just the beginning for him. Fast forward to 2022, and the Warriors made their return. Steph Curry got his first Finals MVP, and Golden State claimed their 4th title in 8 years. It was a statement, and by then, the league was leaning hard into three-point volume. Then came Denver's breakthrough in 2023. Jokic dominated from start to finish, giving the Nuggets their first ever championship. Jamal Murray's return was crucial, but it was Jokic's show. The Heat made another improbable run from the 8th seed, but they didn't have enough to keep up. And that year, Joel Embiid finally broke through and took home MVP honors. After that, the Celtics took the stage in 2024. They'd blown a shot at the finals the year before, but bounced back strong. Jaylen Brown was named Finals MVP, and Jason Tatum got redemption. Boston's depth, including new additions like Drew Holiday and Porzingis, helped them dominate Dallas in 5 games. Luka put up monster numbers, and Kyrie had his moments, but Boston was just too much. Now here we are in 2025, and nothing's decided yet. The Cavaliers are leading the East with a blazing win streak, and the Thunder are dominating out west with the league's stingiest defense. The Lakers shook everything up by trading for Luka, sending Anthony Davis to Dallas. That move could shift the whole landscape once again. Cleveland's been tough all season, and Golden State added Jimmy Butler at the deadline, which gives them another edge. Meanwhile, Victor Wembanyama's pushing the Spurs forward after grabbing Rookie of the Year. He's just getting started. What's made this era so different is the balance. There's no dynasty running through the league like Jordan's Bulls or those old Warriors teams. From the Raptors to the Celtics, everyone's had their moment, and no one's been able to hold the throne. Superstar movement has played a massive role. Kawhi to Toronto, then Los Angeles. Durant hopping from Golden State to Brooklyn, then Phoenix. Harden's journey through Houston, Brooklyn, Philly, and now the Clippers. And now, Luka's move to the Lakers. Every trade and signing has changed the power structure overnight. LeBron's run during this stretch has been incredible. He won another title, made another final, and even passed Kareem to become the all-time scoring leader. He's still doing it. Jokic has been a force too. 3 MVPs and a title, and he's still in the mix for another one this year. Giannis won 2 MVPs, led Milwaukee to a title, and kept putting up absurd numbers every season. And now, SGA is making his case, His Thunder squad might be next. The league's style also shifted. The three-point attempt rate just kept rising. Teams are shooting more than 35 per game now. It's made space, pace, and perimeter skill more important than ever. But the cool part is, there's no single formula for winning. The Nuggets did it with size and passing. The Warriors leaned on movement and shooting. The Bucks relied on power and toughness. Each champion had its own recipe, and that's why this era is so unique. It's unpredictable. Even now, heading into the playoffs, there's no clear favorite. Cleveland looks strong, but they've never done it in the postseason. Oklahoma City's young, but might be ready. Boston's deep. Denver's proven. Golden State's dangerous again. And don't count out the Lakers. Now that they've got Luka and LeBron working together, there's even been a surprise run from Detroit, sitting well above expectations and proving depth still matters. The international impact's been undeniable too. Toronto's title put Canada on the map. Wembanyama's entrance has fans buzzing around the world. The bubble season proved the league could adapt to anything. There's more talent than ever, and more ways to win than ever before. This era hasn't been about dominance, it's been about opportunity. And with the 2025 finals just around the corner, the door is still wide open for a 7th champion in 7 years. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.